There are a number of misperceptions about persuasion. The first one, I have to do all the work. And the reason why, if I have an idea, I need to come up with an eloquent description of that idea in order to put it on the table to sway you in some way. That's the first misperception, is that I have to do all the work. Frankly, I have found, and we have found over the years, that I will be far more persuasive if I get you to persuade yourself rather than me having to do all the work. So misperception number one, I do all the work. Misperception number two is persuasion is a one-way process. It is something I do to you. If in fact I can find a way to get you to convince yourself, I've just made this a two-way process instead of a one-way process. Misperception number three is that the number one skill of persuasion is me talking. Our belief is that the number one skill of persuasion is me asking. How in the world am I going to get you to convince yourself when I'm talking? How am I going to get you to understand and convince yourself that this idea has merit if I'm talking? This truly becomes a probing process. And so the misconceptions are that number one, I have to do all the work myself. Number two, it's a one-way process. It's something I do to you. And number three, I've got to be the one who's talking. We actually think it is the exact opposite. It's a two-way process driven by probing. And if I find a way to ask these questions gracefully, I'm going to get you to convince yourself. And then you're going to ask me for that idea rather than vice versa.